Welcome, YouTubers, to My Dungeon, this new playlist that we just started this year to talk about BDSM and different issues directly from My Dungeon. I'm Master Taino, and today we are going to talk about something very interesting, especially for people who are starting and for people who may not have enough resources, financial resources to be buying expensive toys. How do we get good, interesting toys who are not expensive and you don't get them in a leather store? You can get them anywhere, like a hardware store, like Home Depot or Home Depot, like gay people like to call them, or your own grocery store or a dollar store. I remember when I started years ago, and I was in that situation of looking for toys whenever I could find it. It was whenever we go to a flea market, to wherever we were like monitoring, scanning what can be used for play. So that's what I advise you to do. Whenever you go, a flea market, a grocery store, always be alert to something that you could use as a toy. So I'm going to show you part of my toys that throughout the years I have gotten in these kind of places, okay? Let's start with things that we use in the nipples. You know that there is all kind of sophisticated nipple clamps, many of them quite expensive. So the most important, the most interesting ones are the regular clothespins that we use. We have been using these forever, and they cost nothing, $1 for a bunch of them. Interesting. Many groups like to now to do this kind of paper holder with a magnet, and I love to use this with novices, people who cannot take nipple clamps. These are nice, they're soft, and you probably get them free when you go to an event or something. There are those type of nipple clamps like this one. During my trips to Latin America, I found that they have different type of clothespins, and also you can get some top one like this from Home Depot. This is not an easy toy. This is a very nasty toy. But imagine putting your nipple or anything else here is have a good pressure. These are rubber, and this type there are all kind from very nasty to very nice. These two things I don't know where I get them, but obviously you can also use them to play. I don't even know what they are for, but with these kind of things, you imagine where you can put these things in a body to play with. Okay, some people have problem with gags, has problem with blindfold. They cannot afford a blindfold. Well, how about bandages? This is one of the old ones, sophisticated, very simple that you could find in a pharmacy. I have another one. These are kind of elastic also. They still are in the box. I got several of these, you know, and you can use these usually as a blindfold, and you can use it even as a gag as well. Okay, let's go to impact. I love this one. This is a spatula, very nice finish. I have shown it in other videos before. I bought this in a grocery store like 25 years ago for $1 or something like that. And it's very good. It's good for novices. But hey, you can hit hard with this. Recently, I just got another one, a little bit bigger, that also well finished and for a couple of dollars. You know, so you don't have to spend $20, $30, $40 in a paddle when in the grocery store you could find this. This was homemade. It's just a piece of aluminum with a wrap of some sort of tape that allows you to have a different type of little paddle. Remember I said that you could find it anywhere? I went to a Native American reservation, and I got this several years ago, about 10 years ago. It's just a stone made by the natives that can be used to hit the balls or to even have some impact play. Be careful because this is a stone. Also, a little rubber hammer. Um, I have hit some balls with this, but can be used in many ways. This is another one of wooden. Very simple. This costs probably 50 cents in a dollar store or something. Okay, you always has paint your house or something. When they give you this kind of things free when you buy paint? Right? I still have several. Well, no, this is a ruler. Like in school all times, they still can be used. So, but this is from paints. By the way, this is from Depot, and this is from another hardware store. These are free and do their work. This was one of my first paddle, and my God, I broke several of these in people's butt. These are the paddles that you could find, reflecting paddle that you could find in the Army Navy stores. They're used to when you walk in the night to reflecting a car come or there's a light, it will reflect. But obviously they are very thin, so if you hit hard somebody with this, they will break. And I did. This is the only survivor because I even has a ticket of where I bought it in a store in DC. Sunnyside Plus. My God, that store doesn't exist for years. I went to New Orleans, my God, 20 plus years ago, and I got a Cajun gumbo paddle for $5. I still remember how much I paid for it. I have used this like crazy because what I like about this, you can use it one chick at a time, and it's very nice. It's rough. It's very nice. This has some history. This is a little whip, and I'm going to tell you where I got this. Those who are Catholic and those who are not know a group called Opus Dei, who is very conservative Catholic people. Well, one of the things that they do is to flog themselves, autoflagellation, and this is what they use. And years ago, I went to their website and I bought one of them, and it's made of chain. So these people are kind of kinky too. Oh, this is another one. I got this in a little flea market, in one of the flea markets that the club used to do. This is something from a rock carpet and linoleum store. This is something used to show different colors of linoleums in a store. I have hit people with this in their back, and this is a nasty one. This is a very nasty one. But I got this in a flea market for nothing. These are more popular. These are the mosquito killers that obviously have batteries and give you a little shock to kill the mosquitoes, but can be used in the nipples and in other places. In my times, I have a lot of fun with this. And obviously from hardware stores, you need this crap. You need the snaps and all these kind of things that we use in our bondage and stuff. Okay, this is for kind of the dogs thing, but this is metal pins and can be used for a lot of sensation thing. This is the medical wheel. I don't use this anymore. This is the first one I got about 30 years ago, maybe. I have one now, bigger and more sophisticated, obviously more good. Little thing like this that I use like to paint or something could be used for sexual play and different things. This to scratch your back. You can scratch whatever with this. Very cheap as well. Candles. This is the best candle you could get in the grocery store for usually around $1. I think they're increasing now the price, but they come also in smaller ones, and even one who is half of these two. So you'll find those in a grocery store. The regular white candles, who are one of the best candles to drink. Don't avoid those candles who are color and can burn at a higher temperature. These are very safe. These are very cheap candle that you could find. Talking about paddles, when I started back in Puerto Rico, the beach paddles. That's what we do in an island. No, so this was my first paddle. I still have it. There is another paddle ball. So this paddle that we use, ping pong, all that stuff, all those can be used for SM. Okay, I went years ago to an antique store, and guess what I got? Antique weights, 1 pound each. I use these hanging from bolts, from the testicles of guys, and I also have used them hanging from nipple clamps who has a chain. I could handle them in the middle to create more pressure. And I paid nothing for this. They were like $1 or something. Well, not that expensive. I have shown this in a previous video because it was done by a friend of mine who died. But this is also 1 pound, 3 balls of 1 pound each that I use for the balls. This is homemade by him. So, and the reason he gave me this is because he saw me playing with this, who are smaller fishing weights. That's what I was using, a set of these with a buoy, and he saw me in this event, and he gave me those who were obviously heavier. Another thing, especially with males, we like to get collars. And contrary to the females that like more sophisticated collars that look like necklace and look very nice, men like just the simple chain collar. And you could get collars. You could use the dog collars. I don't like this. The one who has I like the chain directly that you could put a padlock on them. And a size that the slave can use it under the shirt and use it all the time. But for events, people like the big, heavy chain that you get in Home Depot, as well as the padlocks. Those are things that you get in a hardware store wherever you are. And to finish, here, I'm not going to lift it, here is one of my hot wax equipment. This is the professional paraffin wax that particularly females use to wax their hands. And people use it also for the arthritis, to use this paraffin. You melt the paraffin there. I have another one who is a regular crock pot that a lot of people use, making sure that they use the right temperature. So all those kind of things can be found in your grocery store, in your hardware store, in your dollar store, in flea markets, and they're not that expensive. That's the way I started, and I still use many of these toys. So that is our video for today from my dungeon. I invite you to join us next week. Don't forget to subscribe and give to the notification bell, and I will see you soon.